That's right. In just a few short seasons, Harry Kane is indeed a Bayern Munich legend. He's coming off of a phenomenal season where not only has he found the back of the net many a times, but he's also helped create a lot of goals that led Bayern to yet another Bundesliga title. They did, however, fall short in the Champions League. I know that one stings, but right now, Robbo, it's all about Harry Kane and England. He's a leader. He helps to create. He also bangs in those goals. Is he England's most important player?
Of course he is, because he's a centre-forward that doesn't always play in the centre-forward role. So it means, again, you've got to build a team around him. You've got to have players running beyond him. He's a player that links up the play, he comes short and hit those big cross-field passes. And if you look at his actual assets or attributes, he's not particularly quick. He's not a great header of the ball in terms of jumping above people. He's not going to make big runs down the side of defenders. But what he has got is great technique, great awareness, and he's a very good finisher. And more often than not, he's a good character as well. And that's what he brings to England. He brings the all-round centre-forward play, dropping short, creating opportunities, scoring goals, but also leading the team.
Harry Kane still was able to lead England quite far in last year's tournament, Shaka, as well. But what's different this year that you feel that he can take them one step further?
I think his game continues to evolve. Harry Kane, without question, as those stats would show, one of the best goal scorers in the game today, if not the best goal scorer in the game today. But what he also does for Bayern Munich is he has this ability to drop off deep, to involve his wingers, whether it's Olise or Luis Diaz or Sane. The playmaking ability of Harry Kane, I don't think any other goal scorer is able to match. And as a result, he gives defenders a lot of problems in terms of how do you mark him? Do you track him? Do you pass him on to midfield? Whether England have those midfielders that Bayern Munich can rely on, I'm not as certain. So whether he'll be as effective in dropping off into those pockets, again, I'm not sure. But he certainly, without question, has that ability.
All right, well, we're going to welcome in back our World Cup winner in Frank Leboeuf, because we're going to talk about yet another striker, and that is Norway's Erling Haaland. He knows how to find the back of the net for Manchester City. Just have a look at the silly numbers that he's able to put up. But Frank, if we're comparing him with Harry Kane, who would be a bigger headache for you to defend?
Hard choice. I would say that Erling Haaland is a typical striker, and for 90 minutes, you know, you're going to suffer. You're going to have to fight for 90 minutes. Where Kane can not disappear, but he will go a little bit down on the field to distribute and to organize the game, because it's more technical. I think. Technically, it's harder to cope with Kane because he has all the tools needed. He can be using a lot of finesse, to score a goal. He's very clever on everything. Where Haaland will go for it, and as a real Viking, you know, will show his strength and his power. That's what it is. They are absolutely exceptional players, both of them. But I would say that I would be more worried about Kane and knowing where he can stand, where he can go, what he could do, where you exactly know what you're going to face when you play Erling Haaland, a big fight.
Yeah, Robert, you talk so much about the different layers to Harry Kane's game that a lot of us commoners are seeing now, but you said it's always existed. So does that give him the edge if we compare him to Haaland? Totally
different players, and Frank's just said it. Now, I think Haaland can be the best centre-forward in the world, because I mentioned that Harry Kane hasn't got attributes like pace and real strength, whereas Haaland has. Haaland is dynamic over the first 10 yards. If the ball comes into him, he's got the strength to hold people off. He can make runs down the side. But I've been disappointed with him at Manchester City. Yes, he scored lots of goals, but I want to see more. I want to see more of his all-round ability. When I watched him play for Borussia Dortmund, he was unstoppable at times because he was involved in the play. Because Man City go wide and they don't pass it forward quite enough, he hasn't looked so dynamic in lots of the games. And he has to wait for the ball to be played into the box. If Norway play to his strengths and get the ball into him quickly and play the ball down the side of him, he can be the best centre-forward in the world. There's no question about that.
I think a part of the frustrations with Erling Haaland, Manchester City, it's just how they play. And more to the point, how Pep Guardiola wants him to play. There are times a couple of seasons ago where Erling Haaland would drop deep to try and get on the ball, and Pep Guardiola would push him back up alongside the centre halves. And as a result, you see some games where he's got less than 10 touches. He might have 3 or 4 goals, but he's got less than 10 touches on the ball. And I think that is frustrating to him. It's frustrating to neutrals like us who want to see him, who knows he can drop off into those half spaces and then run into the channels and use that pace that he has. Also, kind of, again, how Man City play. Sometimes it's a little bit slow. It's not overly on the counter-attack. And that just kind of limits the room that Erling Haaland can run into to exploit.
All right, well, we can't really give pre-tournament photo shoots the World Cup trophy, but if I could, I would give it to Norway because they went all out. Look at this, man. They absolutely led into their Viking history, and they had all of them dress up. Frank, you love to dress up, so how do you rate this one?
I'm so envious, because of the hair.
You want to be a Viking?
I would love to have those hair. Oh, I'm a Viking, and my origins are Viking. I'm a Viking. I'm from north of France. I'm from Normandy, and we're all Viking. Viking came to invade north of France, and they went until Paris, and then they came back north. But I'm a Viking, but I don't have the face of a real Haaland, Viking with the long hair and everything. Face of a killer. At the same time, you love the guy. The guy is handsome like that. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful picture. Beautiful picture. I love it.
It's a brilliant picture. As far as pre-tournament photo shoots go, I think Norway have won that one. And look, it's their first time back in a World Cup since 1998. I would go all out as well. Robbo, you liked it.
I liked it. I'd like to see Frank in a wig like that. That would be great,
Frank,
wouldn't it?
You should do that. Frank, you have a lot of
like
costumes.
Surely, as an actor, he has to put makeup on and wigs on and all sorts of things.
Exactly.
They tried on the movie The Theory of Everything. They shaved my beard and they put me a wig. I have a picture, and really, when I saw the picture, I said, "Wow, my mother." Strange feeling. And they decided, so no, what? Go bald. That's all right. Yeah. Go bald. Don't wear a wig. That doesn't work.
In case anybody's wondering,
like that. Leave me alone.
In case anybody's wondering, Frank Leboeuf can not only win World Cups, but he also moonlights as an actor, and he was in The Theory of Everything. So check him out. Indeed. So